The Late Show studio crackles with electric anticipation, a pulsing, vibrant hum setting hearts. Racing Stephen Colbert strides to his desk, his grin, a blazing beacon of wit and warmth lighting the room. Like a supernova, the audience erupts, their cheers a thunderous wave crashing against the walls, a roaring promise of a night packed with razor-sharp truth. And gut-busting laughs across from him sits Elon Musk, the billionaire titan, his slick, tousled hair and slouched posture oozing confidence his eyes. Glinting with a smug spark of arrogance, his presence looms large, heavy with wealth and power, his hands resting casually on the chair poised to dominate the crowd. A mix of Colbert's loyal fans and Musk's tech-worshipping followers claps and shouts, their voices a tense, swelling tide hungry for Colbert's piercing insight to slice through Musk's bravado beneath the surface. A storm brews, a fiery clash ready to ignite one that will see Musk storm off in a huff and Colbert stand tall, the room shaking. With triumph, Colbert kicks things off with his signature flair, his voice clear and steady, slicing to the buzz. Folks, we got a massive guest tonight, Elon Musk, the guy with more cash than most countries, and a wild plan to ditch Earth for Mars. His words laced with a sly smile land, like a spark drawing hearty laughs from the crowd. The room pulses with trust in Colbert's knack for calling it straight a champion for the everyday folks watching. Musk smirks, leaning back, lazily Stephen him saving. Humanity one rocket at a time, you're welcome. He drawls, his tone dripping with condescension, a jab falling flat. The audience murmurs, some clapping weakly their unease with his swagger, threading to the set a hint, a man too big for the room, too detached from the ground. Colbert raises an eyebrow, his grin sharpening, saving us still rocking that billionaire glow, like it's our privilege to bask in it. Elon is jab gentle, but firm a stand for fairness. Sparks chuckles from the crowd, the mood tightens, a sparring match with purpose unfolding. The talk rolls on, Colbert steering it toward SpaceX. So, Elon, this Mars thing, are you serious about colonizing it? Or is it just a fancy playground for the ultra-rich to dodge as peasants? His question wrapped in a grin, and a wink to the camera draws a wave of laughter. The audience's applause, a steady hum, a warm nod to Colbert's fight for the little guy. Musk shrugs, his reply smug, a touch of disdain. Creeping in, it's serious. Stephen Earth's a mess him. Building the future Mars is where it's at. His words land coldly, the crowd shifting, some clapping faintly, others frowning their discomfort with his aloofness, growing a sign of a man whose lost touch. Colbert leans forward, his tone still light, but piercing the future. What about us stuck here, footing the bill for your cosmic joyride? Ever think of that? His question hangs like a challenge, a spark in his eyes, begging the thought, was this just humor or a stand for something bigger? The air stiffens. Musk smirk, fading, his fingers tapping the armrest restlessly. Oh, Stephen, you're whining about bills now. Musk shoots back, his voice cool edged with scorn. Stick to comedy. Leave the vision to me. As Barb stings the audience, gasping, some booing softly, others leaning, incensing to turn the tension coils quick and fierce, a spring ready to snap. Colbert's smile tightens, his retort swift and grounded. Comedy, sure, Elon, but I'm not the one dodging reality with a private planet. His words fierce but fair. Spark a surge of cheers, some audience members clapping hard, their faith in him swelling. The room tilts towards something raw, something just to Colbert hold a moral high ground, or as Musk lit a fuse that will burn them both. The crowd's cheers for Colbert swell into a steady roar, their trust in his sharp, grounded with a lifeline. In the charged studio, Musk's dismissive barb lingers, his smirk now a thin, smug line, his fingers drumming the armrest with a restless edge. His cold eyes flick over the audience as if they were beneath him, a mogul ready to steamroll anything in his path. Colbert sits steady, his grin fading into firm resolve, his voice cutting through the hum, dodging reality. Elon, that's rich coming from a guy who thinks Mars fixes everything while we're still here picking up the pieces. His words crisp and purposeful land like a jab. The audience clapping hard, some whooping their support. A wall behind him, a room becomes a battleground. Musk's arrogance showing cracks the tension, simmering hotter with every breath. Musk leans forward, his tone icy. Oh, Stephen, you're so noble out crying for the little people while I'm out there solving problems. Maybe stick to your jokes. His retort drips with disdain, a shove, dismissing the room. The crowd boos louder now, some shouting their unease, turning to anger, a wave crashing against his swagger. The clash bursts into something fierce, undeniable. Colbert's eyes flash his reply, a thunderbolt joke, sure, but at least I'm not pretending. My bank account makes me a savior. You're solving problems for who? Elon, yourself. His words fierce but fair spark an eruption of cheers, some audience members standing the studio shaking with their backing, a host calling out a titan, a fight feeling righteous raw. A wound Musk can't shrug off a blaze he stoked too far. The confrontation roars on Musk's hand, slashing the air, You don't get it, Stephen. In building the future, you're stuck in the past, whining about fairness. It's pathetic. His voice rises a snarl of entitlement. His patience snap in the crowd, jeers their boos, a storm, some yelling their loyalty. To Colbert, solidifying the air grows heavy with fury. A tempest breaking wide open. Colbert stays calm, his voice steady. The future sounds like a fancy excuse to leave us behind him, not whining and watching out. For them, something you forgot his word to shield and nod to the seat, spark a tidal wave of applause, a host holding the line, Musk scorn, fueling their fire, a clash burning bright, a battle, where one man stands for the room, the other for himself, a divide too wide to bridge the breaking point slams, and Musk surges to his feet, his chair scraping back, with a harsh grind, his voice booming. I don't need this, Stephen, you're a clown and done with your sanctimonious garbage. His hands rip off the mic, the cord flailing as he glares, his face twisted with rage, his billionaire sheen cracking. Keep your little show, I've got better things to do. His footsteps stomp as he storms off stage, the crowds boos, thundering, some cheering. Colbert, a swell of noise, shaking the set, must exit a blaze of arrogance. Undone, a jolt, leaving a room. Reeling, Colbert sits back, his hands raised. Elon, take care, Mars won't miss you. He says coolly, a parting shot landing soft, but sure, a host unshaken. The audience erupts a wave of support, crashing over him, a confrontation flaring and burning out, leaving Musk exposed. Colbert poised to reclaim the night, a stand for the people still echoing in the air. The studio thunders with the crowd's boos and cheers as Musk's stomping footsteps fade off stage, the air crackling with raw electric charge. The lights glare sharp against the set, the audience, a surging tide of anger and triumph, their noise a jagged roar pulsing to the seats, a wave of voices lifted in defiance against Musk's arrogance. Their faith locks on Colbert, who sits steady at his desk, his hands resting calm, his face a blend of resolve and quiet strength, his breath, even as he faces the empty chair, the dangling like a trophy. A clash when a host who stood for them against a billionaire, scorn a night tipped upside down, now is to turn into a victory for the room, a triumph rooted in heart and grit. Backstage, chaos erupts. Crew members dart to the wings, their headsets buzzing with frantic chatter, their phones glowing as Musk's exit sends shockwaves racing. He shoves past the producer's outstretched hand, his coat flapping, as he snarls under his breath, his voice a bitter growl, vanishing out the door. A man whose ego has cracked under Colbert's steady fire, his departure blaze that won't quiet the storm. He's left whispers fly fast, staff muttering. Musk has been prickly from the jump, pacing before the show, his nerves taut from Colbert's reputation for cutting through fluff. The confrontation, a spark torching his cool, already flooding online clips of him done with your sanctimonious garbage, flare some bashing his tantrum, others hailing. Colbert's stand, a digital tide swelling. But the spotlight holds firm on Colbert, the says ground the crowd, his strength a moment to shine as the people's voice attests he's ace with grace. Colbert leans into the mic, his voice smooth and sure well. Folks, looks like Elon's off to colonize the green room, guess. He didn't like the view from Earth, his tone light, but pointed draws a swell of laughter loud and warm the audience, exhaling some clapping, others cheering, a lifeline. He tosses that they grab tight, a host turning a blowout into a bond, his hand steady as he leans on the desk's attention, melting a spark of unity flickering bright. He doesn't harp on Musk's meltdown, doesn't stoke the fire, instead weaving it into a riff. I thought we'd talk rockets, not launch one off stage. My mistake is grin, a bridge mimicking Musk's mic toss. With a chuckle, the crowd's laughter booming, their applause surging, a wave he rides with ease, a recovery turning a fracture into a win. Musk's rage fading under Colbert's calmest shift, feeling real, earned a stand they share. With every laugh the vibe lifts, Colbert pivoting clean, his voice rising. Okay, let's move on, we got a show to do, folks. Ready for some fun? His question a hand, outstretched, his smile warm. Unwavering sparks a roaring response, the audience's cheers a storm, shaking the studio, some standing, others shouting, a collective surge, tying them to his fight of triumph, forged in the rubble, not over Musk's fall. But in the night's rise, a seamless arc from clash to joy, needing no grudge, just truth and rhythm. The segment flows for the crowds, but a steady heartbeat, their trust in him a rock, some nodding, others beaming, a night teetering on chaos, now standing firm. Colbert's command, a light Musk's exit a memory to set alive with a victory. He's pulled from the phrase step by deft step, a host whose turn a showdown into a showcase. The break nears a pause and a tale already claimed as the lights dim. The studio roars back to life, the glow vibrant over Colbert at his desk. The crowd's energy a mighty surge, thundering to the seats, their earlier shock a distant whisper. Their cheers a tidal wave crash against the walls, a salute to a night rested from Musk's arrogant exit, of victory pulsing In their applause, a shared stand lighting the room with pride and fire. Colbert stands tall as posture, easy as grin wide, and true as eyes gleaming with quiet strength, a host who's faced a billionaire's tantrum and turned it into a win for the everyman. The audience locks on him, their hands clapping, their voices soaring, eager to see him seal a show dancing on the edge of chaos, and emerging sharper, a tale of principle over privilege unfolding in real time, a triumph earned with wit and heart. Colbert doesn't linger on Musk's meltdown, doesn't fan the flames for easy points, instead riding the wave with warmth, filling the space, his voice steady. Well, folks, we had a little turbulence. Elon took off fast in his rockets, but we're still here right as chuckle sparks a reignited spirit, the crowd laughing, some whooping, a release bridging the night's rift, a host turning a storm into a story. They own his hands, gesture calm as resolve, a thread weaving. Them close, Musk scoring, a shadow fading. Under his light, a pivot keeping the show alive. There buzz a heartbeat thrumming through the set of night, reclaimed not by bitterness, but by doing a rhythm. They follow with every cheer, every nod. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. Subscribe for more powerful video.